So mental toughness looks like ending a relationship with a customer that's toxic. It could be ending a toxic relationship with your wholesaler.
Welcome to the Business and Pleasure of Flowers. We're your hosts, Vonda Lefevre
And Lori Wilson. And we believe that business and fun are a perfect combination. Kind of like us, Vonda. Good morning, Vonda. And it's almost Christmas.
It is almost Christmas. And I took this weekend and I got everything wrapped, Lori.
Same. Well, I'd like to say every single thing, but there are still things not here.
Yeah, same.
Beyond my control.
Mm-hmm.
It is up to the FedEx / UPS goddesses and gods and whoever and mailman.
Now, let me share a fun fact with you.
Okay.
I am here in Niceville, Florida, and
Yes.
Saturday was the last day I could order anything to be delivered before Christmas.
Wow. How did you know that?
Because you go on to order and it says, arrives after Christmas. Arrives after Christmas. So
Wow.
it was like midnight on Saturday. So anyway, if you don't live in a big city,
Still have things.
I bet even today, a lot of markets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a huge Amazon here in Houston.
Okay. Well, that was my little fun fact. So I'm done shopping Amazon. Any last minute things I have to go out to an actual store and purchase.
Yeah. Here's my fun fact. I get a call about 15 minutes ago this morning from Lenny.
Oh, Lenny.
Yeah. In mind, today is December 22nd. And he says, "Hey there, Lori. I hate to bother you." That's how he starts almost every conversation. Just hates to bother me for the 7th time. And, "Oh, no, Daddy, what do you need?" "Well, it's going to be Christmas, right?" "Yes, it is going to be a Christmas," because there's like 20 Christmas trees in his place. So he's just now catching on. And he said, "Do I need to get all the grandkids some presents? I need to get them something. Can you go out and get them something from me?" Now, keep in mind, grandchildren live all over the United States. And I said, "You know what, Daddy? Here's the thing. We decided when you turned 90, you didn't have to buy presents anymore." And he said, "Who decided that?" And I said, "I decided that." I said, "That is a rule." I said, "I told you last year." "You did." So we had this conversation where I convinced him and just really struggling with it. And I'm like, it is 2 days left for stores to be open. And you want me to go out and get 7 gifts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, that's not happening, buddy. So anyway.
Good for you, Lori. Good for you.
I said, Christmas morning, I'm going to come get you, bring you over. You will only have 2 grandchildren in your presence that morning. I'll grab a little something for each of them under the tree from you, because I get that.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to feel out. So that could be something small, like a little gift card.
Sure. So at least they can say,
little says from Papa.
"Thank you, Papa. Thank you."
Yes. Anyway, it's like, oh my gosh. It's just one of those still like no concept of time.
Nope.
Like we wouldn't even get to the grandchildren outside of here.
But
so
he's thinking about it. A little late, but he's thinking.
Well, yeah. So I'm like, well, gosh, at least he connected the dot there. Last year, he didn't even connect the dot. So we're progressing here.
I love it.
Oh, it's good news. So anyway, speaking of just saying no, that's on our list today.
Oh, okay.
Great.
So like this, I'm sure.
I think you will. So I haven't given you the list.
I have no idea what we're doing today, listeners. It's one of those surprises that Lori has for me, that she's always trying to catch me in something. So here we go.
Well, I thought this was really good, especially for kind of this time of year. And some of these I personally struggle with, of course. But I was reading an article and it's called 10 Signs You're Mentally Strong.
Okay.
But you may not realize you're mentally strong. And so the title was intriguing to me because I started thinking about mental toughness and how that kind of is a weighted phrase because, yes, we need to be mentally tough, but then we can also just be so tough we have no empathy in our life. There's a balance there.
Finding the balance.
I was thinking a lot about flower shops and, again, obviously customer service and how you do have to be somewhat tough in customer service. So I wanted to go through these and talk about them from just a personal growth standpoint and professional. I actually, to be completely transparent, I took these and then I threw them into my chat GPT and I said, okay, take these and relate them to a flower shop owner or a florist.
Okay.
And so she kicked out some stuff and it triggered some stories in my brain of conversations that I've had. I'm like, oh, I remember that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So mental fortitude is important. We have to have mental toughness to be a business owner. The whole concept of the article was like mentally strong people. The biggest sign is they know when to say enough is enough. I think boundaries is a word we use a lot.
Sure.
And as I was reading this, I could see for me in my own personal life, speaking of, we haven't had a moment to talk about the Santa hat
Santa.
you're wearing and my lovely llama. And it is going to be 80 degrees outside. Yeah, I am choosing to wear a sparkly reindeer fleece.
And you're just sucking it up. Look at you being
Sucking it up. I'm taking one for the click team. As I was going through these, I was kind of doing that self-check that we always do.
Yep.
And it was interesting because through each one, I'm seeing how as I aged and probably through therapy and life and experience,
Yep.
I started acquiring some of these and doing them better. Some I'm still struggling with, of course, but the key is I'm aware I struggle with them.
Yep. Awareness. We always talk about that.
We talk about that like,
Mm.
oh, that one's a hard one for me, but I'm working on it. So, number one, this is a sign of mental toughness.
Okay.
Think that these are all signs of being really good. You cut people off without warning. I don't mean just flat out interrupt you and walk away. This means mentally strong people know when to say enough is enough. They're kind, but not to a fault. They value their peace over a performative relationship. Think about this. Think about you and me, the difference in how we have relationships. This is what I was thinking. Every one of these, I was picturing you and me. I was like, oh, she does this one so much better. They're not afraid to cut people off without warning. Again, let me be clear. I don't mean cut them off mid-sentence and just go, you suck, and walk off. I mean, being kind was great to meet you, blah, 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 walking where you're going, okay. No, I'm not having relationship with them. People that do this, you go up to them before you leave the party to give them a hug goodbye to make sure they know you're leaving, or you don't.
Interesting. Interesting.
I think you do a good job of this. Maybe to a fault, though.
Maybe to a fault, because the one word that you said, which I catch myself sometimes, is try to be kind. Because
that's what I'm saying, but I think you're growing because you catch yourself. You're like, oh, did I say that out loud? Or did I give that look for real? Because I
it's
thought
a
it was
look
just
usually. It's usually my look. So, yes, in meetings, I'm always like, let's refocus, let's refocus. But other times I'm thinking that I have to be more kind because I do give you that look. I don't mean you, Lori.
well, you have given me the look, but I just laugh you off because I'm like, yeah, you can't get me out of here.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a hard one because you and I do this differently. And envy is a strong word, but I watch you in situations where we are all together, not virtually, and I see how you can do this. And I'm like, God, I wish I could do that. I don't want to say I wish I wasn't so kind, but I wish I could just walk away.
And you have a terrible time with that. I'm sorry. You guys
Oh,
can't see me, but I'm laughing because there have been many times that we've been at events that
oh,
I'm gone, and then I
you
come back and you're still
bailed
there,
on
and
me, and I am
boy,
stuck.
I have to go back and try to bail you or I have
Remember one time 3 years ago in Texas, I got stuck with some random people. I mean, I've never seen those people since, and you ended up having to do the entire tear down. You packed the car, you did everything, and I'm still stuck
yeah, you
talking to these people who, to this day, I couldn't tell you their name, but they were telling me, like, everything from, like, the birth of their firstborn all the way through, and I was like, "Oh, I love it." Like, I've grown since
you
then.
have grown since then, and I'm older than you too.
Let go.
I've gotten tough because I'm just like, "I don't care."
Yeah.
No, 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 I
No,
shouldn't say that. It's not that I don't care. It's
right.
that I do care, but not to the depth that they think. I'm gonna go back to this little phrase that I've used before, and this was, from Bud, my husband Bud. "You gave me more answer than I had question for." So
Yes.
when you get to the point where there's more answer than I had, I
Right,
can try to cut you off. So,
right,
oh,
right. Exactly. But there are times because there's many times I give you way more answer than you had question for, but we have
yes, yes,
relationship.
yes, and it's things that
Di
I'm interested in, right?
True, true. And you can lovingly, in the middle of it all, go, "Love you, I gotta go, and we'll reconnect." You
Yes.
know what I mean? It's different. I'm talking about other types of people that really bring no value to your life. So, here's how to equate this to your business
Okay.
as a owner or a florist. So, this could be like a customer who is that constant disgruntled one, the
Mm.
one that never happy with what they get, but yet they keep coming back
It's like,
to order, keep coming back, is disrespectful to your staff, creates chaos around the holidays, always seems to think that they deserve a little bit more, that type of thing. You shouldn't always cater to these people. At some point, if they are more toxic
yep,
to you and your team than they are bringing in money, it's not worth it. So mental toughness looks like ending a relationship with a customer that's toxic. It could be ending a toxic relationship with your wholesaler. We had that conversation in one of our shop talks, and it was just so eye-opening for me to hear some of the stories with some of our members and the amount of time they spend reaching out to their rep, just constant and constant and constant and constant, and I'm like,
what?
"Find another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Find another one. Call me. I'll help track it down. I'll call Bill Doran and say, 'Is anybody close? Is there anyone near this place?' Like, find
Yeah.
somebody. Like, figure it out. Say no to that drama,
Mhm.
I guess,
Yep,
is what."
exactly. I
So,
love that.
the next one is, I've been learning this one. You forgive, but you do not reconnect with those people.
Yep.
Forgiveness is important. Forgiveness is a sign of a big heart. I think it's important in any kind of healing, whether you're spiritual or not spiritual. I think it's part of any journey because when you don't, it just harbors bitterness and it's just not healthy.
Sure.
But you and I both agree on this. Forgiveness does not mean you bring that person back into your life
Right.
and relationship and just like nothing ever happened.
Can't. Yeah, sometimes we tend to want to do that. It's like, "Oh, I want them to know everything's okay," but you can't because then they're gonna do it again, and they're gonna do it again. It
Right,
yeah.
right. And again, it depends on the circumstance, right?
Mhm.
But people with mental fortitude understand the importance of forgiving
Yep,
those who did them wrong, but they also understand whether or not reconnection is a worthwhile decision.
yep.
So that's where I think discernment comes in.
Mhm.
And so, florist example, I thought this was a good one. You forgive the former employee who quit during Valentine's week, but you don't rehire them.
Ah, excellent.
You thought I was gonna say, and you let him come back.
Yeah,
You're like,
nope.
"Forgiven, I don't hate you, I'm not gonna spend time losing sleep over you, but you're not coming back
Right.
because that's horrible
Yeah,
what you did."
that's unacceptable, and move on and go somewhere else.
Right, right. You forgive the local shop owner who trash talked you, but you never collaborate with them again.
Yeah. Those are great.
Like those types of things. Forgiveness clears your head and it helps you move on.
Yeah.
But reconnection is going to require a lot of trust, I think. All right. The next one. This one, you and I don't struggle with this at all. You do not post your every single move.
No, we don't do that.
You and I, we don't post enough. That is what we get in
True.
trouble for by
Mhm.
Ellie. Many people that feel the need to constantly post, oh, we know this. This is
Oversharing.
right. But we don't know any flower shop owner that has time to do that. So I don't really know that this is mentally strong individuals really do the opposite of this. And I would agree. They don't believe in posting their every move. They post occasionally.
That's us.
Or not. That's us. That's us. We post when we get told, "You've gotta post something." "Oh, yeah, I forgot."
Right.
They're okay moving in silence. I loved that, and
Mhm.
believe it or not, they feel better about it. So I thought that was really great. Like Flor's example, you don't have to post every single hour your day to day. Of course, you're not gonna post your problem customers. I think the big concept there is you're not gonna post your dirty laundry, business laundry online.
No.
You're not gonna talk about negativity. So, mentally tough florists are running their business. You're not a constant highlight reel,
Yep.
right? You're curating your highlight reel. You understand that silence isn't hiding, it's focusing.
Mhm.
The other thing it talks about in that one is people that do that. Most people that do that are struggle with that comparison constantly. You're doing it because you're also looking at everybody else that does it and comparing, well, was my trip better than theirs or was my dinner better than theirs? And I want to, that kind of thing. The next one, you're okay walking alone. I loved this one. And in my older age, I've gotten better with this. Everybody likes having friends, but it's okay to be alone. Those with mental strength understand the importance and power of solitude. They value quiet evenings. I love me a quiet evening with no one but themselves for company. Mark was out of town for the last 2 days. I love my husband, you know that.
Yes. Mhm.
And it is really, really nice to sometimes when you have your house
Yeah.
to
All to
yourself,
yourself.
no TV on. I love not having a TV on unless it's on a Hallmark movie or you know what I mean? Like something I want it to be on. There's not a news in the background.
Cleansing.
Oh my gosh, I love that. But here's what I thought it was so interesting when I put this one in Chat GPT for a florist. You're okay walking alone. Here was the example. Florist example. You don't have to follow every trend.
Mm,
Have to price like the shop down the
there
street.
you go. Woohoo.
You don't have to jump into every industry's argument.
Mm. I love that,
Mental
Lori.
I know. Toughness means being okay with saying, "Hey, this is what works for my shop, even if no one else is doing it."
Mhm.
Standing alone. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, this one gives me chills."
Yeah, I love that.
I thought that was really, really good. You have to do what works for you and not look down the street. Well, why is she selling at $49.99? Like, maybe she's buying her flowers at Walmart. Who knows?
Right.
Don't worry about her.
Keep focused
Focus
on yourself.
this one you do, and you do this for me because I can't do it.
Uh-oh.
You say no without guilt.
And that does come with age. And it comes with a lot of business sense. I think as a business owner, we should be able to do that. For us, they're like, "Oh, she needs to do this. We need to speak here. We need to speak there." And Lori, you are so good at like, "Oh, good," because you want to do it, right?
I want to do it all,
And you can't.
but the capacity and the reality sets in of it doesn't make sense to do it all,
Right.
honestly.
Mhm.
So we are proverbial pleasers,
Mhm.
most of us.
Mhm.
Most of us. We want to be liked by all and despised by none, right?
There you go.
I mean, that's
That's right.
most of us are. But mentally strong people are okay if somebody hates them because they say no, because they realize that's not my problem.
Right.
Asked, I gave them an answer, you move on. They use it without guilt. They say it without guilt, unfazed by feelings. These are all things that reasons I admire you.
This one I can do pretty well. Pretty
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're good. I can think of multiple times you've had to do this for me, which I'm so grateful for because you're doing it for Flower Click when yeah, we love her too. And she is great at that, but she can't.
It's not
We need her here
we
or we need her
we need
there.
her energy here, not
Right.
with
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. And it does help soften it.
Yeah, and I
Right?
hope it helps you a little
Yeah.
because
It helps me,
yeah.
but I also think it helps them understand, oh yeah, she does have a day job or, whatever.
Mhm,
It goes back to like, we can't deliver outside of our zone without an extra charge.
mhm. Yeah,
You
and
know,
you
you,
wanna say, "Oh, sure, we can do it."
yeah,
But
right, right. No, we cannot discount custom work. Making those last minute changes, like those types of things, so many conversations I hear
yeah.
with going, "Oh god, well, they just wanted this extra and I felt bad." Like Valentine's Day, we can't squeeze in one more. We're done.
Mhm,
Sorry.
mhm.
We have been pushing for 3 weeks now, and now we can Uber it. We've talked about that for an extra whatever.
Mhm.
Mentally strong florists understand that every yes does cost time. Every yes costs energy. Every yes affects the quality, right?
Mhm.
So you have to think about those things.
I like that.
So, number 6, you keep the peace by not proving yourself. Now, this one at first I was like, whatever. But I am learning this so much right now. So proving yourself is exhausting. It does feel necessary at times. And my natural inclination used to be just to jump in and argue until somebody I could break them down, especially if it was family, not other people, but get my point across. But now, I think in our climate that we're in, what I've realized, it's like I'm learning to go, "Huh, interesting point you have," and just move on.
Mhm. Especially if
Because
it doesn't affect us personally.
right, and the conversation isn't going to be quality.
Right. Totally with
Like,
ya.
I'm sitting across from you, and you and I are having a good conversation. I want to learn from
And
you.
I wanna
You
learn
want
from you. We've got that, like, "Oh,
that's
tell
good.
me."
Like, you can feel the person if the conversation's gonna go anywhere.
Yep.
And so it's okay to protect your peace by just going, "Interesting."
Mhm. And how does that relate to the florist?
Well, how that relates to the florist is you don't have to defend what you post on Facebook. Like, if someone's using foam,
Yeah.
somebody makes a comment, "Do you know what that does to the environment?" Like, I'm not for or against it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
these are things that I see.
Gotcha. Let it go.
You just let it go.
Yeah.
Or just go, "Okay, thanks for letting me know." Let it go. You don't have to explain your worth to people who think you're too expensive. You could let them know your AIFD, your design skill. You pay your designers based on their level, their master level. Like, you can educate them all you want
Right.
and then let it
Let it
go.
go. Mhm.
'Cause these are facts.
Yep.
These are facts. Let it
But
go.
don't keep going back and forth.
Right. And the other thing that we're seeing so much on social media is people just randomly posting negative crap. Don't argue with people that have never ordered from you. Don't. They're not even your customers, nor would you ever want them.
True.
So that's
Okay.
that's it.
Good.
The next one is you adjust but never shrink. We adjust with our families, our work, our friends. We have to adjust, but you don't shrink back. What does this mean? They don't allow adjustment, which causes them to shy away from who they are. They respect themselves and allow anyone to make them shrink in any capacity. Mentally strong individuals get this. So you make adjustments,
Mhm.
but you don't just shrink back, shrivel up.
Yeah. You have to adjust because of the things that have been said, and sometimes that goes back to the one before it, you just be silent.
Right. And so for a florist, you adapt, you adjust to seasons, you adjust your staffing,
Mhm.
you adjust your designs, but you don't shrink your standards. You don't shrink your quality. You don't shrink your level of customer service just because you have to shrink your staff.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
those kind of, or your boundaries or your values. You might change your processes,
Mhm.
but not your self-respect,
Mhm.
those types of things. Number 8, you don't overreact anymore.
Mm.
It's a hard one.
I think
Can
that
be a
comes with age again,
I think it does too. I think it does too.
because you've changed. I know I have.
Oh, I've changed
Yeah.
so much. Oh my gosh, I can think of so many times
Same.
as a teen all the way up of overreacting.
Especially young children.
Oh my gosh.
As a
Oh,
as a mama, with young kids, you're just
oh my gosh.
yeah.
It's crazy. I think of when I had my firstborn and my mother-in-law was sleeping in his room with him because we had a smaller house. There was a twin bed in there and a baby bed. And I woke up, he was like a week old, and it had been over 3 hours he had slept, and I was nursing every 3 hours, and it was 3.5 hours, and I randomly woke up and he was still sleeping.
And you were worried.
I ran in there. I freaked out, yelled at my sweet mother-in-law for not waking me up. Get this, think of the insanity of me, but keep in mind, 25 years old, 24, 25, young, too young to be married and having babies, I think back, but I'm yelling at her, "Why did you wake me up? He's gonna starve to death." Because I had read in a book, you have to feed a baby, and, in her mind going, "You don't ever wake a sleeping baby."
Exactly.
Sweet woman just said, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right. You're right. Let's get him. He's gonna be" like, she was so perfect, but I think about that and God
Again,
bless her.
think of that, the age.
Oh, yeah,
Mm,
she knew
right.
there was no arguing with
Yeah.
me. I was crazy postpartum.
Mhm.
My child and poor Davis was, "I'm just sleeping."
Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. So, a little bit of an overreaction. Overreact, a bad review pops up,
Yeah.
totally freak out. Well, let's first take a breath. A customer complains, someone makes a comment that stings. I think that's the hardest part. You can
Hard.
comment design, so it's type of thing. The thing to look at here, and I posted this in our members Facebook group. When you get things like that, think about this. Is it a pattern? Are you getting multiple? Or is it just a random isolated event?
That's the important thing. That's really good to focus on. It's like, look and see if
Yes.
this is the first one or it's the first one in a long, long time, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
It's
Right. We do that in Flower Click. We've overreacted
Yep.
on things and then gone back later and gone, "Oh, well, really only 3 people
Mhm.
were worried about this one recipe
Mhm.
out of this many," like, anyway. Okay, number 9, you heal privately. So this one is a big one, and this one, at first, I thought, "I don't think this is a good one," and then the more I read it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so true," and it's comes with age, and I think of my 2024 season of really, really deep struggles that I was going through, and you were probably the only person I even talked to, and I did choose mostly to heal privately, me and my God. I mean, and I think that is a sign of growth, and I feel like it was healthier.
Mhm.
I think as we age, we are much pickier who we share our hearts with.
Absolutely.
and we get more and more private. So I think this is true. When adversity strikes, you want a shoulder to cry on. But as we get older, we're like, I don't know about whose shoulder.
No, absolutely, Lori. That's so true. I think healing privately and within ourselves makes us stronger, right? It's like you're saying, it's that sign of mental toughness for sure. It makes
Yeah.
us so much tougher when we go through that and get through it. And then you look back and you go, whew, that was tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm
Exactly.
okay. I'm stronger because of it.
Right. Well, and you can see and feel your own growth,
You can.
which I is pretty incredible, but it's hard. Not easy.
Not
Not easy. For a florist, it's going through a slow season.
mhm,
It hurts. We've been seeing that.
mhm.
Some of our members, not all of them, not all of them.
Nope.
I want to say that because we've had some really busy members, but a slow season hurts. A holiday promo that flops
Mhm. Yeah.
hurts,
Yeah.
that you're super, super excited about, and then it kinda, you're like, "Oh, man, I thought that was gonna be good." Burnout is real.
Mhm.
A lot of them you suffer privately, but mentally tough shop owners don't start sharing that everywhere
No.
and spiral on social media
We hope
about
not. Those are the ones you really worry about. You're like, "Ooh, ooh."
exactly, exactly, or you don't start telling your customers when they walk in, "Oh, we're having a bad like,
Yeah.
don't do that.
Nobody
They
wants to
process
hear that.
no, they process quietly,
Mhm.
they reflect honestly, and then they rebuild intentionally, and I thought, basically, your growth happens off camera,
I
and
like
I
that.
thought really, really
Yeah.
good.
Really.
The last one, you no longer fear silence. I used to hate silence. I never liked being in a silent room. I always had noise in the background and that type of thing. I now love silence unless it's birds chirping or nature. I love quiet. The absence of noise drives a lot of people crazy. And I think a lot of that's because we're scared to be alone with our thoughts and our minds, and that can spiral. But mentally strong people don't fear it. They use it as a tool and it helps them to recharge and reflect and maybe get ready for the next day. It can be a really powerful weapon if we use it right. For example, a florist, if you're in on a Sunday and you're not open, a quiet shop day,
Yeah.
a slower day at your desk with your inbox or whatever like we have, those are beautiful days.
Mhm.
That's when we're like, "Oh, I can work on February email marketing today." A pause before the next season starts,
Yeah.
like those kind of things. So use your silence to review your numbers, fix a system that's glitching. I don't want to say broken,
Mhm.
but that glitching, or start reusing customer service training, sales training, or rest. Just rest.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that that is so important because if we don't have that silence, we can't hear who's trying to talk to us, quite
Exact
honestly. It's an
ex
internal thing as well as external.
exactly.
And I do know people who can't be in a car without a radio on. They can't be in a room without a television. They can't be anywhere in silence. And
Have noise.
and again, I think a lot of it comes with age, Lori. I mean, there's very few people that I know who can be in a room in quiet all the time. I mean, even for an hour.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. There's a school teacher on TikTok, I can't remember her name, I can't remember any of that because my brain is slowly dwindling, but you know how the Spotify thing goes out and it shows you how many hours you spent on your playlist and all the kids are posting that, and she teaches high school geography. She was talking about how all of her students were showing her, like, "Look how many hours I spent on there, da, da, da." And she was doing the math, and she said, "These students, these kids are never without noise,
Mhm. Mhm.
ever."
Right.
I mean, hundreds and thousands of hours of music, constant. constant. And she's like, "That's terrifying."
Well, and yeah, that's a whole nother podcast, right?
No, it is. And
Probably
I thought of
really listening to because that's
well, true. That's even a whole nother thing. But just the constant noise, like they go to sleep with it and listen to it and wake up and it's still listening to it. And
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
always, always, always,
Mm,
always. So the last sentence I want to say when it comes to not fearing silence is instead of feeling panic about silence, you should take silence to use as strategy.
yeah.
Like silence. What do I want to do in this? And also be okay with maybe I just want to sit, and be still.
Mhm.
And that's okay too. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed spending time with us because we enjoy spending time with you. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button or add the business and pleasure of flowers to your Google morning routine or your flash briefing on Alexa. We look forward to seeing you next week.
So please come back and join us and discover how a bit of knowledge and one small change in your mindset can take you to new levels in your life and business.